Hi Ninja, welcome back to my channel, and today and in the next few days I am going to answer some of the most commonly asked questions here in our channel. And by the way, we are back to regular programming, so don't forget that the videos will now come up every Tuesdays and Fridays of the week. And if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like this kind of content. So let's begin. So today's question is it really a must to be good in English when entering the BPO industry? Or do I really have to be good in English if I want to be in the BPO or call center industry? Now that is a very good question. If you're going to ask me, this is how I will answer it. Personally, I will say yes, you have to be good in English if you want to get into the BPO or call center industry. Why? Well, obviously because the customers that we are serving are speaking the English language. So how do you expect yourself to be competitive and to be able to communicate clearly with those customers if you are not good in English? Now, let me clarify that as well. When I say good in English, what I actually mean by that personally is that you as a frontliner, as a customer service representative, tech support, or an employee who assists customers, you should be able to converse in English in such a way that your customer will be able to understand what you're talking about, meaning there is very minimal English communication breakdown, or that you're able to sustain the conversation well in English. For example, if I'm going to put you in a spot or place wherein you need to speak in English straight because we're going to converse or interact in English, then you should be able to express yourself well in English or communicate in English in a way that I will be able to understand you and you will be able to understand me when I speak English. And in another instance or circumstance, say for example you're put in a place wherein you are going to speak with a customer whose native language is English, then you should be able to interact and converse in English in such a way that you and the customer will be able to have a seamless conversation to the point that, let's just say at the end of the call, you're able to resolve the customer's issue because you understand English well and you're able to explain your message in English as well. Now, another clarification. If you're not good in English, should you still apply for a BPO or call center job? I think that if you feel it in yourself or know it within you that you have a chance to get hired because even though you're not that good in English, but you know that you can survive a conversation in English, then you should definitely apply by all means. But if you feel in yourself that you're still not very confident in speaking the English language, then take some time to practice and brush up on your communication or English speaking skills, because the English language is something that you will not be able to learn overnight, but it is also something that you can learn along the way. So don't let it hinder your dream of applying for a call center or a BPO job. But make sure that you put it upon yourself to really improve and be better with speaking the English language, because that will give you an advantage when it comes to working in the call center or BPO environment. I have received a comment before in one of my videos saying that it's not necessary to be good in English when you are in the call center environment. You know what? There are a lot of people who are not so good in English yet, but are able to survive in a call center environment. They got hired for the job, and that's good. I'm happy for them. But when you say it is not necessary to be good in English if you want to get in the BPO industry, I personally think that you're giving the wrong impression to the people who want to apply, because the truth is you will really have a hard time surviving and thriving in the call center environment if you cannot even sustain a conversation in English. Come to think of it, the interview is going to be in English. So in that initial interview, if you cannot even speak to the interviewer in English, then how do you expect yourself to get hired? Much more be able to resolve a customer's concern in English. I'm not saying you should be the best or you should be excellent at it, although a lot of job postings will say you should be excellent in speaking the English language. I'm not saying that you should be the best at it. At least, again, as I've defined good earlier in this video, you should be able to sustain a conversation in English so that you'll be able to communicate your message well to your English-speaking customers. This leads me to the next question that was asked from me. Is Carabao English with confidence theory okay, or does it really work during call center interviews? So what it means is that when we say Carabao English here in the Philippines, that you are speaking in Baroque English, or it's like not straight English or not good English, but still you're speaking the language. Does it work as long as you're confident during the interviews? What I can say is that the interviewer can see through you if you are not able to communicate yourself well in English. Although you might sound confident or you might look confident, but if your grammar and pronunciation errors are glaring or obvious, that they already change the meaning of what you're trying to say and your communication is no longer clear, then you might still not get hired even though you're confident. The interviewer will definitely know that you're just winging your English language or you're just speaking whatever it is that you can think of, even though it's not anymore related to the question or to the conversation. So it can affect your chance of getting hired. The best way really is to make sure that your message is clear, you're able to speak in English well, and you're also confident during the interview itself. Also, you have to remember that each call center company, account, or program has its own requirements or qualifications with the level of English proficiency that they need. So maybe in some companies, it's okay if you're not so good in English, but you can converse well. In some companies, they would really require excellent English communication skills, like near native English skills. So it depends. Just have to know how it is to enter that kind of company, do your research well, and if you really want to apply, then take some time to practice if you feel that you are not very confident yet in speaking the English language. Eventually, you'll get used to it and you will be better at it. It just takes some getting used to and some practice, intentional practice. If you really want to be better at speaking the English language, also try to search for resources that can help you. I have several resources about that here in my channel. Just search for the playlist Improve Your English Communication Skills, and there's so many tips and pieces of advice that I have already provided to my viewers here in my channel. So see you on those videos. You can watch them. I will link the playlist up here so you can check it out after this video. So that has been our question for today. In our next video this Friday, I'm going to answer another question. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you haven't yet. Like this video and share it to anyone who you think can benefit from this. So thank you so much for watching and for listening. Take care, and I'll see you again on my next video. Bye!